Hey, 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 y'all. It's LaShawn. Super excited. I hope I'm live. If not, I'll be live any minute now. I should be live now. It's 6 o'clock, but I wanted to come up here really quick just to share something that happened to me today. I want to make sure that I am transmitting. Yeah, I think I am on my page. There you go. Awesome. So I just wanted to come up here real quick, you guys, and share an experience that I had today. Um, wow, I don't even know where to begin. I am on some awesome calls weekly with a group of professionals that have taken on the goal of living healthier. And as a part of our taking on that goal of living healthier, many of us have championed the opportunity to share with others so they can get healthier. So while we're out here in the field, we are coming across some amazing testimonies. And we're having our own, but then we're coming across people who are just having some amazing testimonies. And it's all about this right here. You see us sporting our shirts. I don't know if you can see it. Noni is back. So 2 years ago, Avery and I partnered with some friends of ours who presented this opportunity to us to join them on an opportunity to get healthier. And there was opportunity for us to make money while we were doing it. So we tell people we're getting paid to be healthy. That's what we're doing over here. But this pays in more ways than one, because yes, we are making money, because that's just what happens when you share. You get compensated. But the other thing is we're getting paid because of these undeniable testimonies that people keep sharing with us, because we're introducing them to this one amazing product, Tahitian Noni juice. Now, this has been around for centuries. And back in the day, there were people who used to sell noni, and it wasn't that they stopped selling because anything was wrong with it. There were a lot of people. Sorry, my phone is ringing, so I'm gonna hang that up. Um, there were a lot of people who made a lot of money because they helped a lot of people get healthier with that product. And so those people are living large and living well, a lot of them. And later, it just had come back and started to grow. And fortunately enough, when it came back with a company called Partner Co., we were introduced to the opportunity. And Avery and I have been drinking this for 2 years. Now, if my phone starts ringing, it's because I've got customers who are calling me. Okay. So, and I will get back with you. I promise I will get back with you. But today I was on a call, and it got really emotional for me because the lady was talking about a gentleman who, I believe he had stage 4 cancer and had gone through the treatments, and or is going through the treatments. He may still be going through the treatments, but the challenge is, or was, that he couldn't keep anything down. And I don't know if any of you can relate to that, but I've heard that it is a challenge when you undergo those treatments. You lose your appetite, you get nauseated. It's hard for you to keep anything down. So what my partner did was offered them the opportunity to try the noni. So they gave them the noni. They come back and ask her, what is that stuff? This is the only thing I have been able to keep down. And when she said that today, I'm like, I don't care. I got to get up here and share, because I know some of you who are watching right now know somebody who's going through some life-changing times, and what they have to go through may be affecting their appetites where they can't eat. And what we're talking about is something that is food. It is cellular nutrition. It is food. It is 3 fruits. That's exactly what it is. And when I talk about this fruit, Tahitian noni, I want to encourage you. If some people are saying, "Well, I don't want to take anything unless my doctor looks at it," and I'm like, "Wonderful! Tell your doctor to go look in that book that they go to when you tell them your what do you call it, when you have your symptoms, and they want to find something to prescribe to help you with your condition. They go to the physician's desk reference book and they go and look up the actual prescription to give to you so that you can go to your pharmacy and pick it up and start taking that to help treat you. Well, the good news is, why I get excited about when people say, I don't want to take anything, like that because it's natural. And, my doctor has to look at everything. I said, please let your doctor look at this. It's in his book or it's online. The physician's desk reference is actually online. And I want to show you exactly how you can get there to find it for yourself. I'm going to see if I can bring up my screen. Let me see if I could do that for you right here. So this is the physician's desk reference. And you go to pdr.net. And I'm just going to come down here and put in Tahitian noni. You see it's already there because I always go there. But once you go there and come on down, it's going to bring up the Tahitian noni link. And that is actually coming up for me right now. Let me go down to that. Full partner code Tahitian noni original. I love that we have our own there, full prescribing information. So I'll click that. And then highlights of the prescribing information. You guys, this product has clinical trial studies. It wouldn't be in the PDR. Okay. This is all natural and it just has so many different benefits listed here. You can see them for yourself. But yes, please have your doctor go and look it up and tell you what they think. Now, the most powerful thing for us is that it is cellular nutrition. So this gentleman who has been unable to keep anything down because he's undergoing these treatments or has just completed his treatments, he was not able to keep anything down, guys. But when our business partner offered them the opportunity to try the Tahitian noni, this is the only thing he could keep down. And it is nutrition. It is nutrition. And then his question was, well, my goodness, how much of it can I drink? How much can I drink a day? And I'm so glad he asked that question. I tell people, you can drink as much as you can afford to drink because it's just really food. It's fruit, right? And some people get concerned. They have concerns about potassium and things like that. But I'm telling you, there's more potassium in a banana, having a banana. So what's recommended is one, we have these pouches. Like I drink the pouches. This is perfectly 2 ounces right here that you can consume. And you can get 30 of these and drink 1 a day, right? But Avery and I share the bottle. We get 2 bottles a month, and then we get a box like you see right here. And this box has 30 in it because we're on the road with our businesses, right? So when we're traveling, we're not taking our bottle. We are taking the pouches, and we can consume those really quick. So the idea is for you to take at least, 1 2-ounce serving a day. And it's full of nutrition. Listen, naturally boosts your energy, supports your immune system, and maintains overall health. It's an adaptogen. I want you to pay attention to the word adaptogen because basically it's going to do what your body needs it to do. It adapts. It goes in and it finds out what's going on, and then it just helps support your health. That's what it does. It adapts to what you need. You may need more energy. You may need some help going. I don't know. There's so many different benefits, but you can look up the benefits for yourself. You can tell your doctor about it. Tell them it's in that book that they use to prescribe medications for people. Or you can go online and to pdr.net. Now, I've had my own personal testimonies with the Tahitian noni because I did have trouble. I used to have trouble being regular, and it helps me out tremendously. Um, and I tell you, whatever you have that's going on with you, I just say, just drink the noni, and see what it does for you because it's nutrition. It's cellular nutrition. It is food. It is all natural. All natural. Now, I have some friends who have been up here with me before, and they're in the waiting room. So I'm going to try to bring them up. I think I see them there. There they go. Well, there's one of them. James, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Natasha is on the way.
Okay, good.
Yeah, good.
Well, you were on that call with me earlier today, hearing that lady share about that gentleman. What was your takeaway when you heard that testimony?
I think with any testimony that we hear now with Noni, we are not surprised. I think we always expect to hear new testimonials daily. Our tagline and motto is buy the juice, drink the juice, and share your testimony because we know you're going to have one. But to hear so many, because with testimonies to us, you have different levels of testimony. But when you are hearing how this juice is really helping people with their quality of life, I think that's the best way we can appropriately put it. Noni juice is helping people to have a better quality of life. And we strongly believe that Noni juice is expanding lives every single day. And we know it happened here in our household. So we are grateful for every testimony that we hear about Noni. And like you, we drink it every day. When we get the bottles, They go very fast. The bottles go very quick because we don't measure it. We just drink it. The pouches last a little longer because we can mentally see that, okay, I'm drinking 4 or 5 of them. But with the bottles, we definitely drink it as often as we can.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it. And I think the main reason why I wanted to come live today is because, my husband and I have been in health and wellness for several years now. Always a big proponent of finding things that are natural to help us with our health. We're not getting any younger. For my friends on my page, they can see that I'm aging with the white coming in through my hair, and they know that we're grandparents and stuff. And so I am just adamant that I want to have a good quality of life the more I age, right? So I'm 58, I'll be 59 this year. And I am just determined that I can have optimal health if I am committed to doing those things to help my body help me.
Mm-hmm.
I always say, be good to your body so your body will be good to you. And it doesn't mean that I won't get a cold, I won't have something to happen. But the impact of what I experience may not be as severe as the person who's doing nothing to help their body. Whether it's exercise, whether it's drinking more water, whether it's changing your diet, taking supplements like we are doing with the Tahitian noni, right? So when you're doing those things, you're giving your body that extra added boost to help fight whatever your body may encounter. And so with what we are offering to you today, I just want to offer you the opportunity to just try the noni and see what it does for you. I can't make any promises. We're not trying to, say this will heal anybody, cure any diseases or anything like that. But what I will tell you is what we have in our hands is good enough to be in that same book that your doctor goes to get information about the medications that he prescribes to you to take for whatever symptoms you're having. This product is in that same book. So this is not something someone made on the backside of a hill and down in the country. And this is also made, it's third party certified. So our products are produced under the highest grade of accountability when it comes to making sure that we are sticking with the guidelines to make sure you're putting something healthy in your body. So federally regulated labs, that's where you can find our products. And that's exciting. That's strong to say, even when people are out here sharing the different products that they have, right? So I want to talk a little bit about what has been happening for you, James, because I know that how long have you been with Partner Co?
We've been with Partner Co. I want to say about 14 months now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think I remember when you came on board, you were talking about how you would suffer every year for you were having your own health challenges. Talk a little bit about what was going on with you.
Yeah, I got to get used to sharing my own testimony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was it's really twofold. This time of year, a lot of time people think the springtime is bad on sinuses. It's really the summertime. Because in the summertime here in Mississippi, we have pollen and heat. Yeah, so walking outside and coming back, you're drained. It's just a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole lot. And 2023 is when you really start paying attention how much sinus medicine I was taking.
Mm-hmm.
I was to the point where I was, take sinus pill on Monday, not back to myself till Wednesday, because sinus medicine just really just put you to sleep. And
ask you something. Did you have those sinus kind of headaches where you couldn't see light? You didn't want to see light. You were light sensitive.
It really wasn't. I had a headache every now and then. For me, stuffiness, sneezing. So you go from blowing your nose to just being stuffy, and then it may move to a sore throat. It just went through a cycle all the time, and yeah, it was just a lot every single year. So I take over the counter sinus medicine. Just make you drowsy. You just not active at all, and you're doing it 2 or 3 times a week for 2 or 3 months at a time. And yeah, so Tasha got to the point where it was like, we got to do something. But fast forward, after we started drinking the Noni, 3 weeks later, okay, we started around really the end of April, beginning of May. We started drinking Noni juice, and before I knew it, when I got a sniffle, my first reaction, go grab the sinus pill. But I had to rethink, no, I'm drinking Noni now, and I didn't need it.
How long was it that you noticed? About 3 weeks after drinking
After about 3 weeks, we started noticing it. 4 weeks in, it's like, really don't need it no more. And not just the sinuses, but it helped the sinuses where we go outside and come back, really wasn't affected. This pollen here is different. Well, we think it's different. So, you still feel it a little bit, but it was nothing like the previous year. And that's when we were drinking that juice consistently. We was doing about 2 to 4 ounces a day.
Right.
On top of that, we was taking the Benali as well too. So those two working together.
I love the Benali.
That's another story behind Benali, yeah. But we started taking it consistently. But after a while, not only did I notice my sinuses were better, I was sleeping at night. It got to the point where normally I was staying up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, laying down for about an hour, waking back up at 7, my normal time, and doing some things, but still tired. But I noticed as soon as it got about midnight, I'm tired. So I go to sleep. Even now, anywhere between 10:30 and midnight, I feel my body saying, take your tail to bed. because I'm tired. But that only happened once my body got regulated with Noni. But more energy and so many other things. But the biggest testimony with Noni for me now is in 2023, I started getting a heat rash. Never gotten heat rashes in my life. I don't know. I always say I got my mama's skin. My mama got that. I call it weird skin. But started getting heat rashes on my arms. And it started when, it's summer of 2023, before we traveled to Houston, we traveled to Galveston, Texas. It is just hot. It's like an additional heat. Whatever you are, if it's hot, add another 40 degrees.
You can have it, James.
Yeah,
You can have
it was hot, and I started breaking out into hives. Not hot, yeah, they hives, heat rash, and it lasted 3 months.
Wow.
And no medicine, no nothing helped, no creams, no nothing. It just had to go away. The next year, 2024, we was doing a noni. So it tried to come back again, but this time we was drinking noni, and I had this spray bottle with noni in it that I just simply sprayed my arms with noni. And that
Hold up. Say it one more time.
yeah, you can use noni topically as well. So we put it in the spray bottle, and we got, thank you so much, Pam McCray, for showing us about how to spray your nostrils and stuff. So we do that
spray
now.
it up your nostrils.
I spray it in my nostrils, spray it down my throat. If you got a toothache, you can put it on that. But I sprayed my arms and rubbed it in. And in about 3 weeks, the heat rash was gone.
Wow.
That's 2024. 2025, this year. Try to come back again, because like life don't stop happening.
Right.
Stuff still tries to come. And this year, it tried to come, started spraying and drinking more. And it lasted about 3 days, but it's come back a few times where it just do this. We know what to do where it don't last. And I'm just amazed about that. Before Natasha tells her testimony, one that inspired me with her is not the one you think. She had a toothache, a tooth that it really needed to be pulled. And her jaw and neck was swollen. And it got to the point it was infected. So the dentist was like, I'm glad you came in, because if it had gotten swollen just a little bit more, it could have cut off your breathing.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, so it was I said, noni keeps saving our lives. Yeah, but it's she got a piece of gauze, put noni on the gauze, and simply put it on her gums, as well as spraying and drinking the noni. When she woke up the next morning, the swelling was gone.
Yeah.
And we went to the dentist, and everybody was apologizing and sympathetic because we saw you in so much pain. Natasha, like, I'm not in pain.
Wow.
It took the pain, and the nurse at the dentist said, I'm sorry you're in so much pain. We've seen this before. Natasha was like, I'm not in pain. The doctor, the dentist came and did x-rays, and he saw the severity, I guess that's a real word, the seriousness of what it was. And he was just apologized and said, we got to get you some pain medicines and this and that, because I know the pain of that. And Natasha kept saying, I'm not in no pain.
Wow.
Like I know it's happening, but I'm not in any pain, because she simply put some noni on a piece of tissue.
It's a gauze.
You get what I'm saying? And simply put it on her gums.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it works topically, orally, and internally. My grandchildren will come and ask me for noni. I mean, you've got 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, right? 5 and 6-year-olds saying, Grandma, I need the noni. Now, I had one particular grandchild that it looked like some type of abscess or something. She lost a tooth. And I guess the area got irritated, and it was really, really red. And you know how you get those white bumps inside your mouth and they're really, really sore. And so I told her mom, I said, let her gargle with the noni. And she started gargling with it. And when she came to visit me, I looked at it and you could tell it was drying up and getting hard.
That's good.
Wow.
You know, and even when I had trouble, you know, toothache or something like that, I just swish some around. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't be swallowing it because it be getting some stuff in your mouth. I gargle with it, and then when what I spit out, I'm like, oh my God, what was that?
Wow. Yeah.
Right. But I feel better.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm having trouble, you know, sore throat, something like that.
That's
So that's what's happening for me. And the thing about this is, you know, I just encourage people to try and see what it will do for you because there's so many different benefits. I was traveling and actually I was doing an event up in Maryland with our dear friend Phyllis. And I had misstepped and twisted my ankle. And also I busted my knee. And when I got there, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be limping. The event had not started yet. And I remembered someone say, pour the noni on top of it. If you've got like cuts, burns, da-da-da-da-da. And so I poured a little bit. I had one of those pouches. I love these pouches. And I was drinking my pouch and then I took the rest and squeezed it out. Now, honey, I'm going to tell you something. I had to sing for a minute. I had to sing just for a minute until it settled down. But I promise you, within 2 to 3 minutes, I couldn't feel the pain. And I was like, what has happened? I got up and I did the event. Now, did not realize how severely I had hurt my ankle. And I know that was just the intervention of God. Because I stood in front of the people, me and Dr. Tanya did presentations, da-da-da-da-da. As soon as that event was over, y'all, I don't know what happened. I had to limp out of the place. I was limping. My ankle swole up and everything. So I know it was the intervention of God. I know it was. But when I got to her home, I said, I need to take a noni's foot bath. So she poured the noni in the foot bath thing and a little bit of water, and I soaked it in there. Y'all, the swelling went down. I elevated my foot overnight. I was walking the next day. So this is staying in our household because it works. Now, when we're talking about swelling in the feet, I know your wife has a testimony because she actually had something that happened to her. So, and Natasha, y'all know what? We gotta find out what to do with these bottles. For one,
we don't want to throw them away.
It's so beautiful. You don't want to throw them away. And let me tell you, you won't find noni in a plastic container.
No,
it has to be in this type of bottle for it to maintain its efficacy.
Or it'll eat the bottle.
It will eat the bottle. It has to be in this glass container. And I'm telling you, I ain't never heard nobody say will eat the bottle. Where do you get that from, Jay?
Because they said it's so potent that it can't be in plastic. Because plastic, it'll destroy the plastic.
Well, you know, I always thought it's because it wouldn't keep its efficacy. You know what I'm saying? Because things, if they're not contained in a certain type of storage, we have certain supplements that, you know, they're in different bottles that are in different thicknesses because of that, right?
I think it's like a living fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the noni takes on. It's something about plastic that just don't do well with food in some sense.
Well, let me tell you, I didn't mean to cut you off, but let me tell you, I remember hearing about one of our scientists say that they wanted to see how potent this product was, and they took an old bottle of it that had never been opened and tested.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the efficacy was still there. It had still the same potency and everything. So these bottles are something special. I've got to find something because I hate to throw them away. I'm starting to recycle them with one of my daughter-in-laws because she's into planting and stuff. But so Avery and I will have a tug of war over the last drop of this too. So that's why we have to make sure we have a 30-day supply for both of us
Yeah.
every month. But I do want, when you finish, go ahead with your thought, and then I want to hear from your wife about the swelling in her feet.
That's it. I'm just grateful for. I said we've been in the health and wellness industry for about 13 years now.
Mm-hmm.
10 of those years, my wife dealt with inflammation, and it was so bad that the doctors really couldn't prescribe anything to help. We've been in other companies. Products have been amazing. Products worked, but they didn't help. They did not help her situation. And as a husband, there's so much more I can talk about that. But as a husband, I just wanted something in this industry. I just wanted every time I saw another health and wellness product, my first thought was, will it help my wife?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It wasn't nothing outside of that. Will it help my wife, and is she willing to use it and try to see will it help? And getting Noni and other products, after hearing the testimonies, it's almost like I had a piece that this was going to be that product that finally helps my wife, because I saw her excitement to use it. Normally with products, because my wife is very healthy. She's right here with me, but she's very healthy. She's very simple. She wants God's natural plants to help any situation that's going on in her body. He said if he made it to help. And that's what she wanted. Not a bunch of pills, not a bunch of this or that, but just as natural as possible. So a lot of times getting people to use stuff like pills, capsules, and all this stuff is a pushback because it's not as natural. But a juice, it's just drinking juice. And she drank it. Her first day of drinking it, she was excited. My first day of drinking, I was like, tastes like a dry wine. I was yeah, but she loved it.
I'm not a wine drinker, but I tell people it tastes like communion to me.
Yeah, close enough. We don't drink either, but I used to. But old memory popped back up. Yeah, but it was good.
Oh
and
yeah,
she loved it. But yeah, you can tell your testimony before I tell it.
Well, hello. First of all, welcome, Natasha. You're beautiful as always. And
thank you.
You guys, these are the kings, but this is his queen. So go ahead, talk to us about what happened to you, sis.
I'm tremendously grateful. Thank you, LaShawn. It's always a good day when we can come on and see your face. So this is a treat. Definitely excited. And thank you, James, for always just sharing my testimony. I'm grateful that he honestly shares it more than I do. Sometimes you don't realize how great of a rescue you've had until you see and hear someone literally rejoice in your better. And for 10 years, just dealt with puffiness all on my feet and ankles. It was something. And I remember taking a picture maybe around 2021. And I still had maternity shoes on because they were just puffy. It wasn't cute. You're talking about someone who bought shoes weekly. As this was before people started talking about self-care and all that stuff. That was my self-care. So to look at that picture from roughly around 2021, I simply put the caption, "This is not what I see." I was always hopeful that something would come, but it was kind of like one of those things that just becomes a part of you and is there for so long. And until someone says, "Hey, you want to get rid of that?" And it's like, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So getting the Noni, and I had not thought about this, James saying that it was liquid form. We were so used to juicing. And I was grateful that it was a juice and it was something all natural, because I don't know if I would have readily received it if it was in capsule form. Nothing's wrong with capsules, but for years, I have had a sensitivity to medication, even Benadryl and things like that. So getting prescription medicines and things like that, I've always been a little challenged. So me taking Whether it's over the counter or prescription medications, it has always been something that I would go into very mindfully. So consuming the noni was just like, oh, we've been juicing all this time anyway. I juice every day. So this is just adding to it. And the taste was great. After about 3 weeks, something just said, stop and measure your feet and ankles. I keep a tape measure hanging over our closet door because this is something that literally have dealt with for a decade. And I noticed I was down 2 inches. I said, wait. And 2 inches may not seem like a lot, but that's a significant amount when you're talking about your feet and your ankles. So I did that the first week, and the following week I measured again. It was down another 1/2 inch. And it was like that consistently. And we had not seen results like that until we did a water fast some years prior. And the water fast, sometimes they would consist of 7-10 days. We did a 40-day water fast, and we saw it go down tremendously then. And that's understandable, but that's not something that we're going to continue to do on a daily basis. You found the picture. And
I'm trying to bring it up.
Okay.
I want to make sure. I'll try to make it so they can see it. I might have to hide us for a minute.
Okay. And I'll just continue sharing as you get the picture pulled to the forefront. So when I measured my feet and ankles that first week down 2 inches and then down another 2.5, another 1/2 inch, and it was consistent, I said, James, we really have something, because I don't have the puffiness. I don't have, the swelling that I had. It's really going down. And the sandals that you see, those were gifted to me a year before I had these on. I could not fit them when they were first given to me. And I said, let me just try these on. So I literally threw them in the suitcase right before we went to Florida. We did a 10-hour drive to Florida, all-day event. And I put these on after the event because we were getting ready to grab something to eat. And they were loose.
Wow.
I want y'all to hear this. They were loose after traveling 10 hours and doing an all-day event.
Wow.
A few months prior, couldn't fit them.
And it's been getting better ever since we started drinking the Tahitian Noni. And just tremendously grateful. Not sure what other things were taking place, but just to know that something as simple as 3 things have helped tremendously. And it has been consistent. Shortly after that, we realized we had released about 10 pounds just by drinking Noni. We weren't really doing anything else. But when we saw that we started releasing, that led us to, do other things. But to simply have this is amazing. I'm looking at this picture beforehand with these shoes were just, oh my goodness. That's probably why I don't care for flats now, because I saw this so frequently. I was not expecting with these photos. Tanya said, did this inflammation have a name? My doctors did not know how to identify it. They didn't have a name for it. I will say that a close family member has been identified with having something similar to it. But I personally was not ever diagnosed with anything specific. I had Doppler exams done. I had MRIs. I had blood work done. I was given fluid pills. I was told to change my diet. Those were the 5 major things that had been done over the course of time to help it. And I think just long term, because the fluid pills just weren't going to do.
What are the 2 types of inflammation?
Okay, so edema and lymphedema. So depending on
and you got acute, and what's the other one?
I'm sorry, my mind was kind of going to Tanya's first question, but you have, with inflammation, you have acute and chronic. This was chronic because it was long term. Acute inflammation is something that, just a flare up. I'm sorry, LaShawn, you were saying how you went to an event, you took a tumble, It's like a slight reaction, or you might get a rash. In James's case, it's acute, right? But chronic was something that's is ongoing, and there's something else that's taking place. And again, with the Noni, I'm learning now that it could have been some issues with my liver,
Mhm.
and that could have very well have been one of the things that was causing a lot of the inflammation, but no one knew to check any of that. Despite the visits and the tests and all of that, they were getting ready to say, oh, it's just hereditary.
Hmm.
But looking at it now, I will say that food choice plays a huge part. Cutting back on processed foods is not just things that are high in sodium, but what you discipline yourself to put in your mouth plays a huge part in your body being inflamed. Um, we have seen the difference in cutting back on food choice. So imagine what the Noni is able to do with your body, and you have good, solid food choices going on to pair with that. So that has been another check and a huge benchmark for us that has helped this to continue to be consistent. Um, yeah, do you have any other questions?
Well, I just want to say I'm trying to get this bigger and bigger. I just want to make sure they can see how swollen your feet were.
Oh yeah.
So you
And
would walk around like this for how long?
oh goodness, it depends. And the tan lines are because I would wear flip flops, because often closed toe shoes were just too much. So I'm not even sure why I had these on in this particular case, but it was so normal, honestly. I
And I
knew
remember you
what.
sharing, I'm sorry, I remember you sharing how you had to give away so many shoes. You did not know if you ever were going to be able to wear heels again because of going through this. You had tried several things, you were prescribed most likely,
Mhm.
but nothing gave you the long lasting relief that you have now. And
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, when I look at this in comparison to how your feet were when you came to Florida, I mean, come on, sis. Come on, James. What you say about that now? Come on.
I told, like, I think earlier this year, we were just relaxing for a moment, and
Yeah.
because she used to always have me to look at her ankles, because she would, push, just simply put a finger on her, push in, and how swollen it was just, these photos do not show how swollen they were.
Wow.
And because at some point, sometimes it will go, all the way up. It would be like one continuous
Through my calves.
through our calves and everything. It just wasn't a break because they got so swollen at times. But I think around January of this year, I almost started crying. I lay down on my ankles and just started crying, because to see her in the mirror speaking to what she desired to see her measuring, to see her trying so much stuff and getting products from the company that we were in, releasing weight, walking, wearing compression socks. I mean, it was so much, and I couldn't do anything about it. But believe with her that, so what Sam Cooke said, change was
Change
gonna
will
come.
come. Absolutely.
And when Dr. Tanya and Dexter posted about Noni juice, not in 2023, but it was that continuous posting. We saw it in 2024, not when y'all first started. And hear this part clearly, everybody. They started posting in 2023. I knew my wife needed something, but it didn't register in 2023. It was in 2024 that the Holy Spirit said, start paying attention. So they posted the Noni testimonials. That's why we tell That's Not the Tanya all the time. Thank you for saving my wife's life. Because you posted, not the inbox, not the invitation, but the post, because we saw it. We saw the Noni and we saw the Benali. We saw the testimonial of people overseas taking these products, and the same issue that my wife was having, they were getting results in. So we said, we're going to try this.
I've been asking people lately who I come in contact, because this is a ministry for me.
Yeah.
I consider this ministry, because when I go out and I see people who walk by me and their feet look like Natasha's did. And I just, the first thing that goes across my mind, have they heard about Tahisha Noni?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Have you heard? And I just want to ask you a question. Have you ever heard of Tahisha Noni? And they're like, this is, I always ask people, have they ever heard of Tahisha Noni? Well, I'm saying, because it is my girlfriend. My girlfriend, when I just happened to look down and I saw your feet were swollen, and her feet used to be like that too, but she's drinking Tahisha Noni. Have you ever heard of it? The testimony that we all heard of today, where this gentleman was diagnosed with cancer, underwent his treatments. And for anybody who's ever been through anything like that, you probably could well relate to how he had no appetite. He couldn't keep anything down. And then someone heard how drinking Tahisha Noni helped someone else that had a similar problem like that. He tried it. He had nothing else to lose because he couldn't keep anything else down. And she gave him some to try. She didn't have to call him and ask him, how did it work? He was calling her saying, what in the world is this? I haven't been able to keep anything down but this. He ordered his and said he cannot run out of it. His question was, how much can I drink and it be okay? But because it's food, it is food. How much juice can you drink? How many grapes can you eat? How many blueberries can you eat? Well, that's what it is. Grape, blueberries, and Noni.
That's it.
That's all there is in this bottle. No additives, nothing else. And it is so potent because of that Noni. That Noni, I want to show you on your screen, if you can see that with me. This is the physician's desk reference. When you go online or when you go to your doctor, because some of you might just be joining us and you might say, well, I don't know if I can take that. I'd have to run it by my doctor. Please do. Please run it by your doctor. Tell your doctor to go to that book that they go to when you go and tell them what symptoms you're having, and say, okay, well, let me go look up something. And they go and look it up in this book to find out what to prescribe for you. This is in that book. It's called the Physician's Desk Reference.
I never noticed that it said partner code Tahitian Noni original. I never noticed that.
That was just an addition that I found, and I was so excited to see it. But listen, this juice has been enjoyed by people worldwide for more than 20 years as the premier sustainable source of Noni fruit juice from the islands of French Polynesia. The Noni fruit has been prized by Polynesians for thousands of years for its numerous health benefits. The health benefits of Tahitian Noni Original Superfruit Wellness Juice, more commonly known as Tahitian Noni, have been proven in dozens of human studies. Dozens. It contains iridoids and more than 275 phytonutrients. It's the perfect natural antidote to today's stressful life. Anybody got some stress out there right now? Okay. Tahitian Noni Original. That's what, and we keep saying Tahitian noni original, because there are other nonis out there, but not all nonis are created equal. But Tahitian noni original superfruit wellness juice will make you healthier, give you more energy, and help strengthen and balance the whole body. It supports the immune system, supports healthy cardiovascular system. It boosts energy and endurance, assists with weight management. Come on. How much weight have you two released between each other with the products of Partner Co?
75 plus.
Come on now.
75 plus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I'm telling you, this is a part of their regimen. We have more than noni, but this is a part of their regimen. Noni is the leading source of iridoids. It helps deter the formation of AGEs, advanced glycation end products. For those of you who know, you know. It sustains joint health and promotes joint functionality and mobility. This is why my sister can say that she's found so much relief, because the PDR says that it helps sustain joint health and promotes joint functionality and mobility. It fights the harmful free radicals. And we all know people who are dealing with, the stress of their cells in their bodies, and they have to undergo these treatments, it's all because of these free radicals that are causing them to have these effects. The DNA against oxidative damage, it protects against the oxidative damage. It defends your circulatory system, tissues, and cells. It promotes overall health and wellness, strengthens the whole body. It's an excellent adaptogen. It's going to adapt to what you need in your body. It guards against the ravages of aging by nourishing your cells. We tell people, we hear this often, you look so young. Avery and LaShawn, y'all look so young. What are you doing? This is what we're doing. It supports normal blood sugar metabolism. Hello? These are their words, not mine. Has a mood balancing effect. Helps maintain cholesterol at existing normal levels. It strengthens and restores vigor to the body, improves physical performance levels, supports the body's natural defenses, relieves discomfort associated with physical exertion. You guys, you need to try the noni. If you're listening to this and you know somebody who has swollen feet, like Natasha used to have, you heard James share his testimony, how he was suffering, right, from his ailments, and for my testimony. We have so many testimonies that we can share. They come in weekly. And the reason why they come in is because we're having conversations with people just like this. And I just said tonight, I said, you know what? I'm just going to take it online, because I'm doing it in the community and our circles of friends, but I reach more people here. And I just want to challenge each and every one of you. If you are going through something in your body, whether you're stressed out, you have no energy, you're having problems going to the bathroom, right? You have the aches and the pains, consider giving this a try. Whether you just want to try a sample, or you want to actually get, a 30-day supply. And I really encourage you, if you can, get the 30-day supply, because you really can see the effect of what it's going to do. And I want to hold you to using it for 30 days. Using it for 30 days, and let's see what happens for you, because you have nothing to lose, everything to gain. If you be good to your body will be good to you.
Absolutely.
It will. You just have to try. And I just want to thank James and Natasha for being willing to just come on with me and share what's going on with them. I'm going to be coming and highlighting more testimonials like theirs, and that young lady who I shared on our call this morning. As I said, we were on a huddled up call with some professionals. We have people who are committed to working together to be healthier and get paid for doing it. Mm-hmm. So we're getting paid for being healthy. That's what we're doing over here. And we're just sharing our testimony as we're all doing our own things. I mean, James and Natasha are entrepreneurs. They have an awesome graphics business that they run, and doing some exceptional things out there in Mississippi. And but I tell you, we all have different things that we're doing. But one of the things we are prioritizing is our health.
Yes.
Because our health really is our wealth, you know. And people who have all the money in the world have nothing when they don't have their health. They can't even enjoy it, right? Avery and I have grandchildren, 7 so far, and I'm going to stress so far because I have 5 children, so I'm expecting at least 10 grands. I told them, I said, I ain't trying to be funny, but at least 10, 2 apiece, and any extra we get bonuses. So we have 1 bonus so far. With the grade, we have 7. But I've got 2 more children that they haven't got going yet. So I believe we're going to get it up. But, you know, I want to be that grandmom that can run and play with our kids.
Absolutely.
You know, I want to be that grandma that can say to the children, I did everything I could do to be the healthiest grandma I could be for you, right? And like I said, my grandkids come and they say, Grandma, where's the noni? They get hurt, they want the noni. They feel hurt, they want the noni.
That's really good.
It works. And so we're a noni family over here. We love Jesus and we love noni.
Because he made noni.
He did. On that call today, I was sharing, I said, I'm going to have a conversation when I get up there and say, look, was this that fruit you was talking about? No.
Now, I do know that noni is not the forbidden fruit.
Not the forbidden fruit.
I don't want that one. but no. It's one of those fruits that was available in the garden.
Thank you. It was one that was available and one that the Polynesians did not want to be without, because as John Wadsworth, for those of you who are familiar with who John Wadsworth is, he is the food scientist that's responsible for bringing Tahitian noni to the United States. And he did all this research, and we call him Papa John. When we first got started in the business, Avery and I had the opportunity to sit down at the table and talk with him, the man who was responsible for bringing Tahitian noni over here. And I'm shaking this one because I'm about to drink it. But, you know, it's just exciting because the product has been around for many, many years. It has not lost the power of what it does in your body. But you'll never know if you never try. Exactly. So we just want you to try it to see what it will do. Give yourself at least 5 days or 30 days to try the noni. James and Natasha, you can drop your information on how they can reach you, so that if you're friends of theirs, I want you to reach out to them and just give this a try. If you're our friends, please reach out to me or Avery, so that we can send you a link. And for those that want to get a 30-day supply, you know, we'll give you a discount off of it as well. So just reach out to us. But I really want to know what your testimony will be. I have so many people who have been over these 2 years, customers of ours, using this noni and will not go without it. They will not go without it. And you won't want to either. So we're going to drink to that, James and Natasha, and keep it moving. And if you've heard something today that you feel if you know somebody that you feel like, gosh, this could help so-and-so, please reach out to us so we can reach so-and-so. And they're going to thank you for it, because that's what happened to that man with cancer. Somebody reached out to this person and she had what he needed. So we're looking for people who are looking for us.
Absolutely.
Yes. We're looking for the people who are looking for us, and we're going to take care of you, and we're going to walk with you, and we're going to show you how to get the most out of this amazing juice that is a gift from God. Okay? Any last words from the kings?
As James always says, buy the juice, drink the juice, and share your testimony.
That's it.
Yep.
That's all, folks. Anything from you, James?
Keep God the center. Keep loving people. And please know it's your turn and your time. When?
Right now.
Right now.
I love my friends. Y'all know we got some awesome friends, couples
Absolutely.
who work together. We're going to come back and do a segment on couples who were working together and loving it,
Absolutely.
right? And it is a tug of war sometimes for me and Avery. It really is, right? With our other businesses, I'm telling you, our team that we're working with, our contractors, sometimes they just hear us going back and forth, just like, you know. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be the CEO, but he's telling me what to do. Well, that's a whole nother story. So we gonna come back with couples and talk about what it's like to be working together and building something great, because that's what we're here doing for our families. And it takes courage to do that. So I commend both of you for just being such great examples of that. All right. So thank you so much, the Kings. I always can count on you. And I want to get Dr. Tanya and Dexter up here. I see her making comments. She is our sponsor. She sponsored me and Avery, and she sponsored James and Tasha. I put the wrong thing up there, didn't I?
You put the right one up there.
Clicking. I'm messing up. What am I doing?
That was the right one.
Oh, was it?
Oh, yeah. Dexter and Dr. Tanya. That was the right one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. This is what I was trying to. That's what I was trying to put in. Yeah. Okay, so you guys have a great evening. Please share this with a friend. Share this with a friend and give us a call, okay? I want y'all to stay with me, but I'm going to end the stream. Have a great night, y'all.
Blessings, everybody.
Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
You're welcome.
Yes, indeed.